What's going on, Internet? Brandon here from nerdlocker.com with this week's comic book reviews, and I'm starting off with Batman number 27. This is probably my favorite issue thus far of the 0 year story because we really, the book starts out with Batman just completely out of his element. I mean, he's trying to get out, he's trying to do everything that Batman does, and he just keeps getting cornered. And that's what I like most about this story, is that we really get to see a unrefined Batman. Early on, him thinking he's the smartest and the best, but still realizing he has a lot to learn. And he gets helped out by Commissioner Gordon, which is cool because I feel like this is maybe the start of that relationship that, we now know today is Batman and Commissioner Gordon. And it's really cool because you finally see Gordon's point of view and what makes him different than the rest of the cops in Gotham at that time, which is something I loved. I thought this whole issue was great. We explore more of Gotham. That's something else that Scott Snyder has really done that I like about his entire run, is just exploring Gotham as a city and using it to the stories. It's not just a place where Batman operates. There's history to it, there's secrets to it, and all of that is really starting to get shown, and it gives it more depth, which is just, it's outstanding. Once again, Greg Capullo's artwork is out of this world. I mean, just the colors he uses, everything he does is just fabulous. I love it. I can't say enough good things about this book. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
Hey there guys, Cubby here with my reviews for this week. I got to read Invaders number 1, the all new Invaders. It's actually really awesome seeing these characters kind of come around again. We had a crossover a couple years ago, Avengers, Invaders, which was pretty sweet. But I feel like this team, this group, especially right now in the books, where everyone's at, all 4 dudes, is a perfect time. Perfect time to get them out and get them there. On a business standpoint for Marvel and DC and Disney at least, this is a perfect time to kind of get their Human Torch that they can use right now, since they they can't use the Fantastic Four one, and that sucks. But this one's really cool, and this story kind of brings him out in a certain way. You haven't seen him in a while. I guess he was in Age of Ultron or something. He probably would bat. I don't know. I didn't see him in that from what I read, but he's kind of depressed about stuff, and it's weird because he's a robot and he shouldn't be, but that's what makes him cool, I guess. I don't know. But Captain America shows up at the end. It's awesome. So does Bucky Barnes, and it's really, really sweet. Kind of want to see what happens, where it's going. There's a lot of questions, though, right now. Some crazy mythical crap that all of them kind of hid on their own. Some crazy quest is going on. Kree are being assholes. So I'm so excited to see where this goes, just because it has all the cool little things that Marvel does really, really well with World War II characters. They're just the best at it, in my opinion. So I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls because I'm extremely biased. And check it out.
Hey there, nerds. Here's my comic book review of the week. And I have to say, it's basically started way back when Matt Marquardt had a huge poster of Alyssa Milano on his wall. So I saw she has a book out. I got to read it. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be good, but I read it anyway. Who's the boss? Alyssa Milano. This is your fault. So the concept of this book is, what if Twitter creator was involved with Anonymous? Okay, interesting concept, I get it. The book itself starts off pretty cool with some explosions, running, gunfighting in Tunisia. All right, you got me a little bit here. And then this group who's obviously rebelling against the government jumps into a tent, and then all of a sudden they get a password over the internet, and they haven't been able to log in forever because they haven't had any wireless, and all of a sudden they have Wi-Fi, and it's like a little confused. And all of a sudden they get passwords and information. Cut to the United States, and we meet basically the 2 creators of this program, social media program called Your Life. Now the concept of Your Life is pretty interesting. It's to me far-fetched, but I'm not that great at math and algorithms, so what do I know? But it's basically you have an idea or a dream or want or wish or what have you, and you put it out there, and then you meet all these people, and through them you're all able to collectively make it come true. Kind of like that. Cool. Behind the scenes, though, one of the creators really has high ambitions to do good. At least that's what it appears to. Maybe he's not doing good. I don't know, but that's what it seems like. For the most part, though, this book was a lot of description, talky, boring. And for a first book, you want to get the reader right in there and get going. But at the same time, I know they have to set up this world that we're not familiar with. So I kind of get it on one hand, but on the other hand, I'm like, not terribly interesting. I hope they can pull it together going into issue 2. To be honest, I'm not all that interested at this point, but I'll pick it up just to see if they're able to carry it on. Right now, though, I'm only going to give it 2.5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
Hey fellow nerds, Jasper here, and I just got done reading Animal Man issue 27. Brother Blood and his army is raging a war down in the red, and Animal Man and his newfound powers is trying to stop that from happening as he tries to save his little girl. It's crazy because Animal Man's wife at the same time is going through her situations as she gets arrested on Earth. But what's crazy about it is the climactic, ending to where everything is just going on. There's just a huge brawl, and it's just chaos. It's very interesting, and it's very awesome to see just an all-out brawl. And it was a cool issue. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
All right, next up I got Harley Quinn number 2. I want to start by saying that I am a huge fan of Harley Quinn, and I love Amanda Conner. I love Jimmy Palmiotti. I love everything about this, book. The characters, the writers, but I just don't feel that there's a lot you can do with this book, and I hate to say that, and I hate to be so harsh on this, but I love villains. I love a great bad guy, and Harley Quinn is a wonderful villain to Batman. But in her own solo series, I'm not quite sure how much we can really get out of it without making her sort of a hero. I mean, her in Suicide Squad right now is great. She's a great character. She's a great fit for that team. That was a book I really didn't give a chance when the New 52 started, and I kind of wish I had. But being that you have another villain in a solo book, I just feel like you see too much of their inner thoughts, but it's not in a way of... She's not being a villain. She's trying to do her own thing, and I understand the appeal of that, and I understand the popularity of the character, but I just don't know how far we can go with this, because, the whole point of a villain is to fight the good guy, and the good guy's supposed to defeat them, but I don't know where... I don't know where the book's going to go with this. I mean, is she going to become bad again? Is she trying to do good? Maybe I'm just looking at it with, that view of her just being bad. So, I don't know. This book, I'm going to keep giving it a chance because, like I said, I love the writers and I love the characters, but I just hope that it evolves to something bigger rather than just, oh, look, I'm turning over a new leaf, because she is a villain. She's a bad person who's done terrible things, and now she's just hanging out, doing her own thing, and nobody seems to really want to stop her. So I don't know. I'm gonna give this 3 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. Please let me know what you think in the comments below.
All right, guys. So I get to read Avengers number 25, and this is kind of first crap out of Infinity, all this stuff. Everything's kind of getting back to normal, or is it? It's actually pretty sweet because it kind of opened up on AIM Island, and there's this crazy things going on. It almost seems like they're building a Stargate, which is pretty sweet to me, and that's the whole thing of the cover makes me think of. But apparently this is the trend in Marvel comic books right now, at least for big team books, where they're kind of recruiting a team, or they're bringing back a team from back in the day into the present day, and how it deals with it, because we get old school Avengers in present day, and it's really it's a very Brian Michael Bendis thing of Jonathan Hickman to do, and I don't like it because it's a different person. It's supposed to be a different feel. But it's interesting to me. I hate that it happened because it's so similar to what's going on in other books, but I'm totally down with it because it's awesome. It looks so cool, and there's a dead Avenger, and I don't know which era. It's just too many questions right now. First issue, go check it out. The artwork actually kind of blew me away, so I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
All right, guys. I got to read Origin number 2, issue 2. So Origin 2, number 2. Origin was a great story, and I love that we got to see a side of Wolverine no one really knew about, his official origin. And I was kind of skeptical on this book because I felt like we're just going to, I don't know, make more shit up just to get people reading the book. You know, oh, it's a popular sequel to a very popular storyline. But I like this. It's pretty cool. You have some X-Men characters showing up in here. Obviously, Sabretooth is going to make a appearance too. But there's a big villain that was teased on the cover of the first issue. But if you didn't get a chance to see that, or if you read digitally, you would know, because like the cover opens up to something else behind it. So I don't want to spoil that, because it is really cool, and the involvement of this character I think could add a lot to the origin of this of Wolverine and the people involved with this. I hope this happens and it's something that sticks. It's not just something to sell books and some story and then it kind of is brushed aside. I hope that whatever happens in this series, we see ramifications down the line if we haven't already. Maybe, you know, they're like tying it back into this. Either way, this is something I wasn't sure about giving a chance to, but I definitely suggest checking it out. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
All right, guys, so I got to read Conan, number 24, and I've said it a million times, this is one of my favorite books ever, especially the story, and it's kind of wrapping up, and this one was, it's almost there. It's like one more issue, and then we're done, and it's really exciting and awesome and cool, and it's fun, not fun, but it's like an interesting read, but it was really depressing, man. It's really, really, really depressing. And it's really hard to get through it. I mean, it wasn't that hard because it's a really gripping book and you want to read it, but it was tough, definitely. So just on that fact alone, I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls because it was a really good comic book. So check it out.
All right, I got to read all new X-Men 22 Point Now, the Trial of Jean Grey #1, because there's like all these numbers all over because of the Marvel Now stuff, but. The beginning of the issue is cool. I mean, you get to see Cyclops and Jean Grey kind of hash out what's been building up the last couple issues. The only thing about Bendis writing sometimes is I feel like these are a lot of his issues. Just this emotional struggle that has been like you'll have like 2 or 3 issues of like nonstop crazy action-packed boom, and then there's like 2 issues of them just talking and being like, well, I feel this and I feel this and I feel like I get it to a point. Obviously, this is the first in a new crazy storyline, the crossover with the Guardians, which is something I did not think you would ever see, but they're both Bendis books. And, you know, he's still fairly new to his start on the X-Men, you know, compared to the Avengers for the last, was it like 10 years or whatever he was writing the Avengers for. But I see a lot of potential in this. I feel like this is going to be really interesting because they are still, you know, out of their own time. And being that the Shi'ar and Guardians and all these people are now up to speed with Jean Grey being alive as a younger version, and just there's a whole lot of stuff going on. I feel like he is building up to something. I just want to see where this goes. It was a good first issue. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
All right, guys, so I get to read Star Wars Legacy number 11, and if you've watched any of my reviews of this book prior to this, I don't like that I don't know anything about the main character, Anya Solo. I'm really like kind of pissed off about it, that it's gone on so long. You don't really know why she's a Solo, where she comes from, yada, 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 all this other crap. But this is like the first little glimpse of her past that we see, like the first little, like, oh my God. So that was really sweet, and it's like the first of a more answers coming, more questions, more answers, yada, yada, yada. Like, we just gotta wait. I hate that. I want to read it now. So this is like why I wait for trades sometimes, but I hate that because I want to read the story immediately. So if you feel like me and you like this book, let me know in the comments below. If not, let me know what you think. But I'm going to give this 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls because it's one of the better Star Wars books out there. Not as good as Star Wars, but it's pretty damn good. So check it out.
All right, I got to read Justice League number 27, another Forever Evil tie-in. At the beginning of the issue, we get to see what's left of the Doom Patrol, but I hope that isn't like the last we see of the Doom Patrol, because there's definitely famous characters from that team, which I love, that we haven't seen yet. So, you know, we'll see what happens there, but it's really violent. The first opening pages right here with Johnny Quick and Atomica and the remaining members, and that's the thing I do like about the New 52 is that Jeff Johns really isn't afraid to just be violent and graphic and, you know, kill people. A kid dies in this book, and it's crazy. And then we jump back to Cyborg, who is basically like a third of a human body here, and he's trying to get rebuilt so he can take down the crime syndicate. And it's really cool because if you were reading Justice League when it first happened, you saw like just how trapped he felt being Cyborg and being this robot man that he did not want to be, and he was just kind of forced into. And you see like there's a lot of conversation between him and his father about like the regret of that and just how things have changed, and how, you know, Victor Stone is now, guess what? I'm a superhero, and that's what I want to be, and let's put me back together so I can fight the crime syndicate. And it's really well done. And the end of the issue, we have a little teaser for something that I cannot wait to see actually happen, and I think it's going to happen in Forever Evil. But this is an awesome story. I hope to see how they get to be where they are. It's a fan favorite team. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm sure you've seen some buzz around it, but read this first. I'll talk about it the next time I review Justice League, but I'm giving this 5 out of 5.